Get the whole story.
Good evening and welcome to Scoreboard. Now this is your weekly dose of what's happening in sport. Whether it's on the pitch or off the pitch, you find it on Scoreboard. We go in there, we dissect what's happening on the pitch. We dissect the science and the politics behind the pitch and let you know what exactly was happening in various sporting codes, not just in this country, but on the continent as well as global-wise. Now, normally, Mr. Bernardo Chino does sit here, but tonight, my name is James Wakabi. I'm sitting in for him as we go through this. You know what? He's in a much better place. He's a more beautiful place than I am in. It's a beautiful country. It's got beautiful people, and hopefully we'll catch up with him and find out exactly what he's up to and what he's doing out on the north of this country. Now tonight, our biggest story, Kenya has named its teams going to the World Championships and going to the Commonwealth Games. That's the marathon teams. We let you know who's in the team, who's not in the team, and let you know maybe what we think about what's going to happen. Elsewhere, the good and the bad of Kenyan athletics. Why? Matthew Kisorio is in trouble yet again with the Athletics Integrity Unit. This time, it's all about whereabouts failure. We'll have that for you. And further afield, the return of the Tiger. 13 months after that horrible crash, Tiger Woods has been up and about at the Masters, and he's doing so far not so bad for the Tiger, the man who many consider to be the greatest golfer of all time. So that and a lot more coming up on Scoreboard. As always, I'm not alone. I've got my man with me, Mr. Ken Shege. Ken, nice to see you. You've got the whole desk by yourself. How are you?
James, yes, I'm very well, thank you. I trust you're well, and yes, I enjoy a lot of space.
You enjoyed your weekend? Any highlight?
Yes, I did. My highlight is the guy who's making me to love athletics, my boy Ferdinand Omanyala. He ran in South Africa yesterday in the as a Grand Prix, and he won in 10.11. Now his highlight was the guy he beat is the guy who he beat again to take the African title. So that's a good thing, and we are really rooting for this guy. He'll do us proud.
So that's Ferdinand Omanyala there, of course, the man who is hoping to go on and do good things. Like I said, Bernardo Chino is out in Ethiopia. He is up and about doing what he does best, what you all know him for, and we'll catch up with him as we go on and find out how he is. Bernard, how are you, and what's going on where you are?
Hi. I'm just using the Gregorian calendar. I'm in the same date as you are. No need to use the Ethiopian calendar. Otherwise, I'll get 7 years younger, you know. I thought I'd be hiding away from the cool kid, but now you've told him exactly where I am. I have no other place to hide. But yes, there was the Shagar Derby that was going on here in Ethiopia, you know, when St. George, which is a beer, plays Ethiopia Coffee, Ethiopia Buna. It's a very big match, so it floods the entire city. This time round, it was being played in the city of Adama. It's about 45 minutes out of Addis Ababa in a southeasterly direction. Takes about 45 minutes, 90 kilometers or so, in a beautiful place called Adama. And again, the stadium was full to capacity. And again, it was a big match with big results. The 45th derby was won again by guess who? The St. George side, humiliating the Buna side. Actually, this time round, 4-0. So I had to witness that, absolutely. I would like to witness all the derbies of Africa, but yes, I had to witness this one.
Well, so that's Bernardo Chino. They are telling you exactly where he is. He's in the city of Adama. It's a beautiful country, beautiful football, beautiful people. No wonder he's got a big smile on his face. Now, before we go on, let me remind you, what's our Twitter poll today? You stand to win a chance to win a goodies thanks to SportPesa. The question, the easiest you could ask for. Who was that man who scored a hat-trick against Chelsea in the Champions League match last night? What's the name of that man? We all know what he did to Chelsea, what he did to their hopes of retaining the UEFA Champions League. So please get on your Twitter handle and keep talking. At J Wakabi, at Ken_Chege_sports. Yes, and of course, and Bernard Otieno_sports. Let us know who is that man, who's the gentleman who scored a hat-trick in that game against Chelsea last night. The man who's really put them to the sword with beautiful goals last night. Now, Ken, Let's move on, gentlemen. Let's move on to the biggest story of the day. The World Marathon team and the Commonwealth team has been named, Ken. What do you think of the names that you saw there?
This is basically a team of champions. That's what I saw. I saw in the World Athletics, the ladies led by Ruth Chemgetich, who incidentally is the World Marathon champion. And she won, and we spoke about her on our show the other day because she also won the race in Nagoya the other day, the women's only race. So she's leading that, the women's team. In her team is Judith Cheptum, who is the Paris Marathon champion. We also have Maureen Chepkemoi, who is the Geneva Marathon champion. And we have a reserve, Angela Tanui. That's in the World Athletics for ladies. For men, we have Barnabas Kiptum, who was third earlier this year in the Rio Marathon. Geoffrey Kamworor, the World Half Marathon champion. And Lawrence Cherono, 2019 Chicago Marathon champion. Geoffrey Kirui, 2017 World Marathon champion.
So good team, solid team.
This is a solid team. This is a team that's going to get medals.
Bernard, when you look at that, when you look at the three ladies and the three gentlemen who've been picked, which name stands out for you? Which name will you be looking forward to watching the most in Oregon?
That's the beauty of being Kenyan and being a Kenyan marathoner. You just never know who. It's always a question of who takes the gold, the silver, and the bronze. It's not about who's winning. These are guys who won the top 9 positions just recently in the Prague Half Marathon. But if you look at the list for the World Championship, it's about world champions. And this is just deliberately to go and fight for the medals, gold, silver, and bronze. It's not about who's going to win. It's obvious the Kenyans will win it. But how are they going to win it becomes the mathematics that is being done now. Now, Ruth Chepgetich obviously has got what you would call, even in football, match fitness. She's just come from winning so many other titles as well. And then she is going for a world title in Oregon. And she's a 2019 Doha champ as well. I mean, really, it's not a question of whether she's going to win or not. It's a question of how are the team tactics going to play if they use team tactics, or whether who's going to take the gold, who's going to take the silver, and who's going to take the bronze, which is usually a better fight for Kenyans than any other fight. Now, if you look at the men's title, the reason why we are touting Geoffrey Kamworor is just because of his return. And it's a good thing to get him there. He's a 2-time New York Marathon champion, and he returns from injury that forced him out of Tokyo as well. This is the first time, by the way, Kamworor will be wearing national colors. I mean, he's got individual honors, but now he's going to be wearing colors for Kenya. He's going to be winning honors for Kenya, not individual honors. That's the reason why the focus is on him. But all in all, in terms of the World Championship team, this is the best that can be there. And there's nothing more expected except the names interchanging, gold, silver, and bronze, who's going to be where. That is what I see from that list.
And Bernard, especially when you talk about Geoffrey Kamworor, this is a man who's won the World Junior Cross Country title for Kenya, the World Senior title for Kenya, the World Half Marathon title for Kenya. He's a guy we call him the man for all surfaces. Everywhere he goes, he tends to do well. But I tell you the name that stands out for me: Barnabas Kiptum, 35 years old, and gets to represent this country.
You know, the beauty about the marathon is it's also about experience. Now, if you talk to seasoned marathoners, they will tell you, you don't run more than 4 marathons. In fact, 4 is the maximum in a year. If you can do 2 or even 3, all the better. That's why you've got people like Eliud Kipchoge just choosing which marathons to go to. And for him now, it's a matter of history. Like, he wants to win all the majors. But the others who are doing it as a career will tell you, you only choose 2 or 3. For Geoffrey Kamworor is being touted because of the way he's been able to adapt from one to the other, from one to the other. That's the reason why. Yeah, and I think that the Kenyan marathoners are very adept at what they do. It's usually a transition. You move from that 5,000 meters, you move into half marathon, and then gradually you go into the top, and then you end your career there. So you choose where you want to end it. Sometime later, you can come back again into the half marathons and all that. So I think it's a chance to see, especially what Kamworor and Kiptum are going to do in the coming events.
Well, gentlemen, we move on from that to the Commonwealth Games, just to mention those names. Now, the ladies, Margaret Wangari, you've got Purity Changwani, Stella Barsosio, and Viola Lagat. Ken, the lady who stands out for me is Margaret Wangari. She's 36 years old. The first time she represented this country, way back in 2007.
Yeah, I think again, like what Ben had said, this is a team that's going to win. This is a team that has been, is a team made of champions. Margaret, also in 2020, she won the LA Marathon, Los Angeles. Purity won the Standard Chartered Marathon in 2019. And in 2021, Stella Barsosio won the Rotterdam Marathon. So it's a team with experience. I just feel a little sad they didn't put in a junior to at least go and gather something. But all the same, medals are coming. There's no doubt about it.
And I'll tell you what, maybe because we normally don't encourage juniors to start marathon when they are very young. But let's move on, guys, because this past weekend was all about Kenyans and reigning supreme as far as half marathons and marathons.